What is going on, guys? Today we're looking at the Fire versus Ice promo. So let's get straight into it and see which versions are top tier and which are bottom tier. Starting off with our man Neymar. Now a great position, 293s, which is always perfect. We have got the left wing, and then if we can find him, we also have the striker. Now the striker is going to be probably everybody's favorite, as naturally a Neymar that a striker is always perfect. It means that he normally has a cam version. Unfortunately, this one doesn't, so he does only have the striker or centre forward. He is still a 5-star on both, so that is always a benefit anyway. And obviously the left wing can only play left wing and left mid. In terms of the stat differences, if we are looking from the ice perspective, if we go from there, we lose 89 on the pace for the striker, we gain 3 on the shooting, we lose 1 passing, 1 dribbling, but we gain 2 physical on obviously the fire version. So in terms of the difference between them, there isn't actually that much, and with Neymar, any version you get is going to be fantastic. The only difference really is going to be predominantly that position. With the fire as well, he does have the flair playstyle plus, whereas the striker has the trickster. I'm not normally a fan of the trickster. There is plenty of people that actually like it, and if you can get some flair into the game, then Neymar most definitely is your person to do that. So I think when it comes to both of them, we've got the ice coming in at 3.7 and we have got the fire coming in at 4.7. Depending on the demand and also the supply, that is going to cause the massive price difference, but realistically, both of them are going to be absolutely elite. We then move over to another card that I think could be fantastic. There is one that unfortunately just doesn't really fit the bill. It's Camavinga. We've got a CDM version that looks brilliant, and then we also have the left back. So the ice is coming in at 336, and the left back, the fire version, is coming in at 205. We have press proven on the ice, and we have aerial plus on the left back, which actually is a decent playstyle plus. Both of them are secluded to their 2 positions. The left back can only be left wing back, and the ice can be CDM or centre mid. Now in terms of the stat differences, obviously with them, you've got the fire having more pace. He'll have less defending because the CDM does, and then a bit more on that physicality. So again, when it comes to them, both of them can be pretty useful with an anchor. You would have more pace on that left back, which does make him pretty viable as a left back, but for me, I've already got that position covered. You got to ask the question, is he better than Baka? Is he better than Havertz? Is he better than a 91 Capdevia that you can now make with the Pep's legacy? So that is going to come into question. Or is he better than Ferland Mendy, already in that position with the same nation and the actual same team? So one of the first FIFAs where we've had such meta left backs from the exact same team and nation. So in terms of these two personally, I would say the left back is still very good. If he does compare to the main team back, what we got, Roberto Carlos, I don't feel like he quite gets in there. He is a 4-star, 3-star as well, which is always nice, but we have got so many, from Alphonso Davies to Theo Hernandez to obviously Furlan, like I said, and then into the backer, Havertz, Roberto Carlos. There's so many, even a cheeky Roy Keane's in there now as well. Like we're going to put him in there, but for me the CDM version would definitely be the better of the 2 out of them. Now we do have 2 Sterlings as well. The first SBC that we have got 2 different ones. It isn't a pick at the end, so we can actually finish both if we really wanted to, but they are coming in at 500,000 coins each. I don't know why the ice hasn't got his dynamic yet, but we have got the dynamic for the fire. We've got a right wing or a left wing. It is as standard as that, but the difference is with the fire can play right wing, left mid and striker, whereas the right wing one, so the ice, can play cam, left mid or right mid. So there is a whole host of positions that you can go with. We focus more on the shooting side of stuff from the left wing, naturally being a striker, and we've got a 5-star, 4-star for the ice being the winger, and a 4-star, 5-star being the striker. Now the argument you've always got is a striker is always a great position, it's great links, all of that jazz, but the 5-star skills is going to be more beneficial, as Sterling predominantly is going to be better on the wing. So whether you'd rather go with the more pace, or at least, is it this? No, it is the same pace, it's just shooting and dribbling. You'd rather go with the more dribbling, which does incur more on the composure by a +4, and then you can add a hunter, you can add a finisher, an engine, whatever you want. You can pretty much get the exact same. The only thing that you don't get is the striker position. For me, that is going to be way more worth it. The only difference that you've got between them them that can make the difference is if you don't like that trickster, then the ice card does have that, whereas the fire does have the power shot. So it depends on what you're going for. For me, I don't think any of them are worth the SBC. It's a great card, but if you've already got a position sorted, I personally wouldn't bother with him. At 500,000, I think that's a little bit of expensive for an 88 sterling. We'll get one out the way. We have got Marta, 89 rated. She had a great SBC that now is in the draft objective, so you can get it for playing 2 drafts, 2 or 3. I know you get Simons, Marta, and then David's. Jonathan David? It's Jonathan David. You basically get them in the first 3 games of draft, so you can pretty much get that 87 straight away. We have got the fire and ice, we've got the 89 right wing, and we also have the 89 cam in the ice. So we've got 255 for the ice and 390 for the fire. The difference is on Playstyle Plus, we have ice on the Travella, and we have Trickster again on the right wing. They are pushing this Trickster out massively. Now in terms of the kind of 2 difference, you've got a bit more pace on the fire, we've got the same shooting, 1 more passing on the ice, we've got 2 less dribbling from the fire to the ice, and then we've got a 3 benefits on the fire one. Position wise, we've got cam, centre forward or striker on the ice, and right wing, right mid for the fire. I would have suggested that they'd have gone left wing as well. The fact that we've got cam, centre forward and striker, just having right wing, right mid, I'm surprised they haven't chucked in a left wing there just to add a bit of flavour to it. But I think with both of these cards, they both seem very similar. The dribbling aspect of it is going to give you just a +2 composure, but already at 92, I'm pretty happy with both of these cards, to be fair. And the big thing when it comes to it is you have got a 5-star, 4-star on both of them. So both of them are pretty good. I thought she was a 5-5, but was that just the Centurions? No, I thought she was a 5-5. It might have been Dabina that was them two. But I think, again, with her, she's a top level card. She isn't necessarily everybody's cup of tea, as naturally you've got to try and figure out chemistry. But with a lot of the decent women's MLS, there is plenty of link up that you can go with there. Alex Morgan in her winter wildcard. You've got Smith as a trailblazer. There is plenty that you can go, and I guarantee Swanson and Rodman will definitely get an upgrade at some point. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. Then we have Sergio Ramos. I was waiting for this card to get an upgrade. Once he got brought into the game, you knew full well that he was going to get something. Whether I was going to see a moments or a flashback again during Team of the Year, it's kind of a perfect one for him. But I always liked his centre-back, right-back version. Now we do have a centre-back or a CDM. Not a bad card, most definitely. And in terms of the stats, we're looking pretty good for the upgrade, especially compared to his 83. His fire card is coming in at 1 million, and his ice is coming in at 945. Now, in terms of the centre-back, I'm not really seeing anything that is special. It's 80 pace, 87 defend, and 85 physical. The only problem we've got with centre-backs now is, other than a new card, a fresh face, maybe you're a big Ramos fan, that is fair enough, but there is very little difference to Virgil, an upgraded Varane, a Pep's Legacy Saliba, Alaba, Militao. There's so many that even though, yes, he's definitely putting himself in a good category, I just don't see why I would go out and spend when I've already got a Blanc SBC. You could have then done, well, a Virgil Gold is just a standard no matter what. Most people are not better than him, and that would kind of put him into a category where I don't really need him. Now, in terms of CDM, it's a harder category for me to kind of go with. He has got the Anticipate Playstyle Plus, which would have been perfect on the centre-back. We have got Bruiser on that one. Pace-wise looks good. Agility balance 75-74, so you could go with that engine still, which would keep him controlled. You can make him mostly lengthy as well, but I do think the agility balance is going to be key for him. A 3-star, 4-star, which is perfect for a starter. And in terms of the upgrade ability, we could see an evolutions on him later on down the line. Once we get past that 88 passing, everything else is pretty standard for an upgrade. So I do think in terms of the card, he always plays well. He's always had a very good body type for FIFA, and naturally he's going to progress that way. Then we've got Goalkeeper in Heredeki. Honestly, I really wish that they made the Playstyle Plus as the first one for him, but unfortunately we're still not really seeing too much. I actually don't know what the difference is massively, other than the stats. There isn't really anything to go off. Both of them are discard value. I think in terms of a keeper, he's just going to be a dynamic. That is literally it. Unfortunately, if you don't run a Bundesliga team or have any radioactive Bundes players, he's going to be really hard to link with the Finnish nation. And I think he's just going to be standard. I don't see him being this next level keeper that takes us out. So unfortunately, he will stay at that bottom. Now, Marta actually surprised me a little bit. I did like the fire card. I felt like it was the better out of the two personally. You get a bit more on that pace. Obviously the dribbling does go down, so there is the arguments between them, but you do get power header or power shot. I'm a big fan of the power shot, so I personally preferred the fire version. If I was being really brutal with him, he is bog standard. There's nothing really crazy about him. He is as discard as you can get at the moment, and that's pretty much all you've got to write for him. Asensio, on the other hand, again, can right wing. It's two decent positions, but I feel like Asensio is always that forced card. He always gets the moments. I think, was it him that got it? It's the same as Jota, where he won that tournament during lockdown. Pretty sure he got that card, but I'm completely unsure. But we've got the ice version coming in at 16,000 and 30,000 for the fire. Now, personally for me, I would 100% go with the fire, just purely on the basis more pace, better dribbling, which obviously incurs more of the composure, taking it to 86. We have then got a 4-star with the technical plus on the cam, or we've got finesse shot with the right wing. He has a 5-star, 3-star. I would have loved a 4-4 if I was being brutal with him. Both cards are pretty down in the mud. Both of them have got to be there. Realistically, in terms of wingers, he isn't going to take too much, to be honest. Now, I do think one of the cards that everybody's been waiting for is Sissoko. We've been waiting for that next level 5-5 Sissoko in the middle, absolutely causing havoc. But unfortunately, it's still not yet possible for him. Again, a very bog standard centre mid. They are centre mids entirely. I think we've got a 4-star, 3-star, 3-star, 4-star. Unfortunately, he's just not the one this time. If I'm being really kind of upfront with him, he just isn't going to be in anybody's team. Naturally, we need that kind of next level later on in the game Sissoko, kind of like your team of the season flashback. He works really well in that. Or if you've got a shapeshifter where you could put him in a CDM, the whole stats change and make him incredible again. Loriente? Yeah, Loriente? I'm going to go with that. The French right mid from the Serie A, again, pretty bog standard when it comes to it. He's literally discard again, 85 rated. We know full well where he's going. He has got the 4-star on the fire. He has got the 4-4 on the ice as well. Technical on the ice and rapid on the fire. I mean, it's not awful, but I think what encompasses that with the obvious shooting kind of downgrade, yes, we get a bit more dribbling on the fire version. There isn't really anything to shout about that card. Trippier though. Trippier's actually got a decent upgrade, and we've got two different versions of a right back and a centre mid. Now we know we've already got a second informed right back, so that already is a nice standard, but then we do have this centre mid card. It's got long ball pass, which is always nice. Stat wise, decent passing, defending's good, dribbling's good, pace is decent enough. You can go with any sort of chem style for that. So realistically, I think you'd be looking at the Shadow or Anchor, I can imagine. That would take him up to, what do we got? 88 pace, 95 defending, a 93 CDM. 3-star, 4-star, so just gets away with that weak foot if I'm being brutal with him. We've got good composure at 93, balance is 87. That could be a semi-decent centre mid. That's coming in at 309. The right back's actually coming in more expensive with whip pass. We know that's always a nice one. And naturally, we've got a bit better pace. Obviously, the defending physical, we've got a boost of 8 pace compared to his 87 in form. We get 3 on the defending, 3 physical, so it is a considerable amount of a jump compared to the 87 to the 88 as well, so that is always nice. I like when they actually give you a decent stat upgrade when it comes to just a 1 upgrade from one promo card to say an inform, so that is always something to consider. He is still a 3-star, 4-star, the whip pass is going to be nice. Where would I go? I'm just thinking in terms of right backs. We've got, I personally use Loriente as the evolutions from the Centurion. So he's 87, but he's got a considerable amount more pace. Then obviously you've got someone like Hakimi. In terms of right backs, there's definitely more that I'm kind of thinking of, but I cannot remember them. Let's have a look. We have got Carfu and Alberto, they're standard. Reece James is a big start, so 449. We've got Frimpong. Would I go with the S? And then you've got Walker's card that can go there as well. Kayonde can go there. Cancelo's there. Or would I go... I don't know if I'd go S for him. I feel like he'd probably still be an A in both. It's a tough decision. I think if I was going for it, I'd probably... See, Ramos is just purely a nostalgic factor. That is why he's so expensive. I'm going to keep Trippier there. I'm going to say Spinazzola's definitely going to join him up there. He's definitely not a bad left back. He definitely could do with a bit of an upgrade more, but in terms of a standard left back and right back, he's decent enough. But then, no, I've got to put him up there. There's surely, if Spinazzola's there, and to be honest, he's definitely not as good as a right back there. Naturally, we've got the Jockey on the ice, and we've got Rapid on the fire. It's not quite defensive, but it's definitely decent enough. And we'll finish off with our boy Son. Son is a phenomenal card. We have got the striker or cam variants. The striker can go right wing, right mid, centre forward. Has got the finesse still, which is always nice, coming in at 2 mil. We have then the ice that can be cam, left mid, left wing, and is 1.2 with the technical. Now, in terms of the technical, I'm not a big fan. I like the finesse. Son's always good at getting away from people. Stat differences, we are gaining 1 extra pace, 1 extra shooting, losing 3 passing, 2 dribbling, so that is going to be the factor from the fire to the ice. Everything else is the same, and physical is a +2 bonus anyway. We still get a 4-star, 5-star, a 4-star, 5-star, so they haven't given them 5/5 on obviously any version, so I would probably go with fire more for that one. Again, it's going to be a nice link up for a striker, but also can play on that right wing as well. I don't really play too many cam roles, so you would have to be that left wing, and if you have done the player of the month, it just is what it is. I like my player of the month still, and I think there is rumours that he's going to be getting a second one, or is at least in contentions for it. But that's going to be my list. Let me know down below what you think about it, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.